Hello and welcome. 8 racing days, 5 individual victories, 1 team time trial masterclass. In early 2026, Remco Evenepoel isn't just winning, he's dominating at the level we haven't seen since long. But there's the terrifying part. He says he's only at 85% capacity. While his main rivals, Tadej Pogacar and Jonas Vingegaard, are still in their winter caves, Remco is out there, sending a message and beating João Almeida with ease. But to bridge the gap to the Tour de France throne, winning races in January and February isn't enough. You need something more. He's already sending shockwaves through the UAE Emirates camp. But to beat Pogacar himself in July, you need more than just form. You need the most advanced aerodynamic arsenal ever seen in cycling, where the goal isn't just speed, it's total optimization. The wind tunnel mystery. Right after their final race of the season, most riders head to the beach. But Remco, he boarded a flight to California. He spent 5 grueling days from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. locked inside the specialized wind tunnel. Yes, they call it the wind tunnel instead of wind tunnel because every minute spent there is engineered to result in a victory. Now, you might ask why? He's still on the same bike, right? He's riding the same specialized frame, the same Roval wheels, the same shoes. Why spend 50 hours in a wind tunnel for a setup he's used for years? Because when Remco moved to Red Bull-Bora-Hansgrohe, he didn't just change jerseys, he lost his own data. In pro cycling, aero data is a state secret. His old team, Soudal Quickstep, owns the numbers, so Remco had to start from scratch. It's like a Formula 1 driver switching from Ferrari to Mercedes. Even if the engine is the same, the data stays behind locked doors. But this wasn't just a copy-paste job. Under the guidance of Dan Bigham, the aero professor, Remco looked at the margins that were previously ignored. They used the wind tunnel to do more than just tweak his time trial bars. They were hunting for the Aero-Climbing efficiency that could finally close the gap to Pogacar in the high mountains. A battle for watts per kilogram. The new architects and uphill secret. This is where the game changes. Most fans think aerodynamics stop when the road tilts up. They're wrong. On a 7 or 8% gradient, the world's best are still climbing at speeds of 20 to 25 kilometers per hour. At that speed, air resistance is still your biggest enemy. The result? We saw it happen in Valencia. When Almeida tried to follow Remco on the steep ramps, Remco looked like he was cutting through the air while others were fighting it. This isn't just about power, it's about energy saving. By arriving at the final 2 kilometers with just that extra bit more freshness than his rivals, Remco turns a mountain climb into a high-speed pursuit. It's about wasting less energy before the final showdown begins. The F1 connection. But the tech war goes even deeper. While Remco was training, his team was busy in England at the Catesby Aero Research Facility. Remco himself might not be riding through this decommissioned railway tunnel, but his equipment is. Red Bull-Bora-Hansgrohe is using Formula 1 technology called Particle Image Velocimetry or PIV. Using lasers and millions of microscopic helium bubbles, Dan Bigham and the engineers can see the air curling around the bike for the first time in history. They are analyzing how the fabric of Remco's new Red Bull skin suit interacts with the wind. It sounds minor, but in the world of CDA, the coefficient of aerodynamic drag, the texture of a skin suit can be the difference between a podium and a win. They are testing how a specialized helmet manages heat, because staying cool is the only way to match Pogacar in the scorching heat of July. This is the Red Bull effect, bringing the precision of a pit stop to the mountains of France. It's a search for marginal gains. Biometrics. The final piece is biometrics. In the tunnel, Remco was wired with sensors measuring muscle activation and respiratory stress. Pogacar is a natural flow rider. Remco is a scientific masterpiece. They search for a position that is aerodynamically slippery but physically sustainable for 5 hours. Why go this deep? Because there is a constant war between aerodynamics and physiology. You can find the most slippery position in the world, but if that position compresses Remco's diaphragm and reduces his oxygen uptake by even 2%, the aero gains are neutralized. The engineers are looking for the biomechanical sweet spot, a position that is invisible to the wind but allows his heart and lungs to operate at 100% efficiency. Think about the contrast. Tadej Pogacar is a natural flow rider. He has an incredible range of motion, often looking relaxed even when the world is exploding around him. Remco, with his background as a high-level soccer player, has a different, more compact, muscular build. He's a scientific masterpiece. In the wind tunnel, they aren't just looking for speed, they are looking for sustainability. Can he hold this shrunk down position for 5 hours in the rain or on a 20-kilometer climb without his power output dropping? This is where metabolic efficiency meets raw speed. Finance and marketing. And let's talk about the why from a business perspective. Why does a company like Specialized or a brand like Red Bull invest millions in these sessions? 2 words: brand equity. And the financial return on investment? Huge, very big. Because a Tour de France victory for Remco sells more S-Works frames than 10 time trial world championships ever could. This is why Specialized treats Remco like an F1 car. He's the ultimate marketing asset. Every watt saved in the tunnel is a dollar added to the bottom line. This isn't just a bike race anymore. It's a high-stakes, data-driven investment in the future of the sport. Beating Tadej Pogacar would be the ultimate crowning achievement. This is also allowed in the classics, but preferably in the biggest and most important race of the year, the Tour de France. The ultimate conclusion. In 1969, Eddy Merckx also won the Tour of Valencia and went on to win his first Tour de France. In 2026, Remco just did the same in Valencia. The science is there, the form is terrifying, and the aero war is just beginning. Tadej Pogacar and Jonas Vingegaard are coming, but they'll be facing a version of Remco Evenepoel that has been refined, pixel by pixel, in the most advanced labs on Earth. So what do you think? Can technology really beat the raw power of Tadej Pogacar? Let us know in the comments and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dive cycling analysis. Thanks for watching and stay tuned at Cycling for Cycling, the stats.